Welcome, everyone, to another Christ Church of Jackson video ministry devotion. Today's topic is on crimes and Sunday school. Yes, I realize it's quite a contrast, but let's examine these two topics together. First, we need to travel back to the 1700s and examine the conditions there were in the world. Now, the Industrial Revolution has begun. The rich are getting richer, and the poor have become the victims of this time, working long hours in unsafe factories along with their children living in slums. Now skip forward to 1980. Believe it or not, Sunday school celebrated its 200th birthday. 5 men were instrumental in the Sunday school movement. I want to share with you a little bit about those men. Number one was John Wesley, known as the founder of Methodists. He was also known as the forerunner of Sunday school. Number two was Robert Raikes, the founder of Sunday school. Number three, Francis Scott Key, the statesman of Sunday school. Number four, Stephen Paxson, the spirit of Sunday school. And number five, Dwight L. Moody, the supporter of Sunday school. Now, Wesley never claimed to begin Sunday school, but when visiting England, he visited a Sunday school and he called them nurseries for Christians. Isn't that quite true? Wesley and his followers were called Methodists because of their innovation in methods to reach the masses. So Wesley planted the seeds of the movement, stating that at every Methodist society, there should be a Methodist Sunday school. Now, Robert Raikes was the editor of the Gloucester Journal in England and became convinced that vice could be better prevented than cured. While visiting the slum section of Gloucester, some children jostled him and he became disturbed by their rudeness. An older woman told him that he should come back on Sunday when the worst ones were off work. This gave him an idea, and he hatched a plan with Reverend Thomas Stock to educate boys on Sundays to learn to read and write using the Bible. Now here's the key, and I think we've lost part of this key in today's society. Parents insisted their children learn to read and write to lift them out of the slum. So it wasn't optional as to whether or not they would go to Sunday school. The parents insisted that they go to Sunday school. And sometime later, some of the towns in that area boasted that every child within its limits was enrolled in a Sunday school. Isn't that amazing? Now, Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, was a Christian and one of the founders of the American Sunday School Union. One of their goals was to plant a new Sunday school in every town between the Allegheny and the Rocky Mountains. Key tried to raise $40,000 to get the project done. A newspaper called the meeting the most important event ever held in the United States. Can you imagine? The most important event ever held in the United States dealt with Sunday school. U.S. senators and congressmen spoke on the importance of this project, and the clerk of the House of Representatives was the secretary. Stephen Paxton led this project with other missionaries and developed 61,297 Sunday schools with 407,244 teachers and an enrollment of 2,650,784 students. Paxton was a person who searched for lost souls. He was born with a speech impediment and was lame, but that didn't slow him down. His little girl begged him to attend Sunday school so she could win a prize. He became a Christian after reading the Bible and volunteering his life to the mission field. He named his horse Raikes, And it was so well trained that it never passed a child without stopping so that Paxton could give out the gospel. How many children do we pass daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly, and don't even offer a smile? Dwight L. Mooney is said to have shook 2 continents for God. The foundation for his worldwide ministry came through Sunday school. So let's take a minute to review. Sunday school grew everywhere. It gave hope to families, reduced crime, awarded children for their learning, was supported by Congress, encouraged by parents, and swept across the world. So what happened? What have we as parents failed to do to educate not only our children, but sometimes ourselves in the things of the Bible? Pray this week for enlightenment as to what God wants you to do to spread his word. Thank you, and God bless.